Podcast excellence since 2005. This is the King of Podcasts Radio Network. KingofPodcasts.com.
Hey, yo, Sammy, we're putting the Bloodline back together. Yeet.
Woo! Hey, this is the Nature Boy Ric Flair. And believe it or not, whether you like it or don't like it, learn to love it. Because you have to listen to Wrestling is Real. It is the best thing going today. Woo!
The worldwide leader of podcasting excellence. The King of Podcasts Radio Network proudly presents The Wrestling is Real podcast, because wrestling needs us.
So we have Survivor Series coming up in a couple of weeks. 2 weeks. We are 54 days from Netflix debuting Monday Night Raw. How are we doing so far? Do we like where the direction's going? Do we like where we're getting the OG Bloodline? The build-up of the OG Bloodline leading up to Survivor Series War Games. So we get the deal with Jey Uso coming back, joining them, and acting like, I don't want to be here. I'm a main event guy. I don't need this. Roman Reigns, he can't be a heel. The crowd has to keep him face, but I feel like Roman Reigns is not working well as a face here. It's just not. And this OG Bloodline trying to put the band back together. So Jey Uso's still around, even though they lost at Crown Jewel. And now we're going to get a 4-on-4 or a 5-on-5. And now we have to get the part where we have to get more people to join in on the fight. And to get Sami Zayn, of all people, who has been overexposed, who has had several of the worst feuds I've seen all year, his IC feud with Braun Breaker, his World Heavyweight title shot against Gunther, or the IC title shot against Gunther, and the American Alpha stuff. I mean, damn. He is not winning with me right now. He's annoying. He's all over the place. This whole, get into other people's business, it sucks. I don't like it at all. And then we get to the part of this OG Bloodline and trying to put them back together. This is half the entertainment or half the impact that the original Bloodline storyline that we had into 21, 22, and 23 was. That's just how it is. I'm telling you, what we're getting now, the Bloodline, which was at the peak of last year, how this happens under Triple H's watch, you have the build-up after Vince is gone. You're WWE without Vince. You have now gotten to the crescendo of where this crowd will cheer anything. They are clapping seals. This fandom is happy about everything. And it's mid. And they're happy. Happy. Because it's their WWE, right? That's honestly, I don't think it's so much about the enjoyment of the product itself. It's they're controlling it. This is their control over it. That's why. But the bulk of the audience outside of that vocal minority that's on X or Twitch or Kick or YouTube or wherever else, yeah, they're all kind of like, we don't like this. It's not been enjoyable. The fact that Wade Barrett says it's predictable. I tried to record a little bit ago, and I was going to go ahead and read through what was being said about this because Wade Barrett talked about the key factors in Triple H's success. I was going to do the voice, and I was like, you know what? I missed some of our recording. I didn't get it started up, so I'm going to just do it again, but I'm just going to read it. So Wade Barrett talked about Triple H's impact on the creative direction to pwmania.com, saying, quote, I love the fact that today, I don't know who's going to be in the main event of the next Premium Live event. I have absolutely no clue what the card's going to look like. I don't know if Cody Rhodes is going to be anywhere near the card or might be left off. He's one of the biggest stars we've ever seen. I don't know if Roman Reigns is going to be there. CM Punk might be back. I have no clue. That to me is really, really exciting. And I think it's one of the key factors in the success of Triple H is his ability to keep the audience guessing and not be so formulaic. I love that as a fan of professional wrestling. It keeps me excited, keeps our fans intrigued. And to me, that's the biggest difference of all of it. The question mark that pretty much every weekly show has. Bullshit. So predictable. It's also just the same over and over. I just can't stand it. I mean, I'm going to play back the segment we had where the buildup of War Games was really culminating a couple weeks before the event because the teams had to get built together. Like after Crown Jewel, now we're here, and the War Games match is going to be the next match, the next battle in the feud of the Bloodline Civil War. Of which, by the way, you have two sides. Okay, the current one that's supposed to be in power is inferior. You have one guy right now that's most impactful, Jacob Fatu, who's in the back of the line, and Solo Sikoa, who cannot cut a good promo. We don't need him cutting promos. Who thought this was a good idea to have him do it? The acknowledgement and to kind of like just replicate the whole thing. This whole mutiny thing, it doesn't work. But this crowd is trying to make it work. They're all trying to make it work. So let's just play it. I'll make my comments throughout.
Buffalo. Acknowledge me.
Delivery's horrible. Delivery is absolutely horrible. And we get the Bloodline coming out, so Roman's going to obviously get the pop. That's fine. Let him go and come on down, and we get this all set up. And again, everything being set up to get him to obviously try to work with the Bloodline. That's the part that feels so weak, so contrived. Like, why can't he be dominant? Why can't he have some balls and just push back? It doesn't feel good. But this crowd is eating this up, and I can't stand it. Anyway, we'll move forward. So Roman's got the mic. Let him go do this thing. And I'm saying, he's running without a script or any little talking points. Just make it work.
I need you to acknowledge me as your undisputed tribal chief.
See, tone deaf, flat delivery. Monotone. If it was Paul Heyman, it makes a bigger difference. There's no impact in the promo at all. Oh, because he might say the words? It doesn't matter. Not a good promo. But because it's Roman's the polarizing effect of the whole thing here. That's it. Roman is the only thing that matters right now in the 5 in the ring. Right now. It's not about Solo. It's because it's Roman.
Buffalo. Do you acknowledge him?
So play the face here and let audience participation. I hate this right here. I hate it. When I see him doing that, I almost feel like we're getting succotash Roman Reigns again. I'm about to cringe when I hear him. This is not the same Roman Reigns. He's not being allowed to go ahead and, like, this character should be evolving, not coiling back. But they don't care.
Neither do I.
And a couple of words he says, nothing more.
I won't ever acknowledge you. I'm here to challenge you.
Where's the fire, the anger in this guy?
One-on-one. Winner is the only tribal chief.
He'll never get a fair fight anyway.
Woo! The winner is the only I don't need to fight you. I'm already the undisputed tribal chief, baby. And in case you haven't noticed, Roman, all these people acknowledge me. As a matter of fact, you can't become a tribal chief and there's no tribe.
This is all weak.
See the film.
But now, of course, we're going to get the crowd showing up because the Usos will come out. This is house show. This is not for television. Like, what we're getting is house show material. And I don't know why they thought this would be a good idea, is to continue to do this and just continue to just give us house show feel. Because look, the crowd's all into it. They want to see Usos. They'll get them out soon enough. But here's the other part. When we're going to get the people coming out and Solo starts agitating, who is it we get out to go ahead and join Roman for the fight? Come on.
3, 4. And the 5th guy is my dog, Sami Zayn.
There's no explanation for this. And Sami's coming out. So he's going to come on out and he's going to go ahead and approach. Who thought, let's go ahead and get Sami to be a part of Solo's bloodline? The Baszler bloodline? Let's make it make sense. Because there's no explanation behind this yet. There's no explanation for this at all. We haven't gotten there yet. Now we get the beat down by the bloodline again. And like, again, it's every week this kind of stuff happens. And I just don't care about it. It's like we get it over and over. And then Sami comes in to help. And then Roman comes back out. And then they get it all set. And then we get the build up where the Usos come back out. And now they're going to try to console us all back together. So here we go. So Roman gets help from Sami, again, right? Okay, Sami gets help over here. Who asked for him in this? Like, why are we putting him in this? We've kept everybody else out of the bloodline storyline. We've kept it all family. That's what I wanted in the first place. Just keep it all family. Let's get family members. But when part of the family is not that good, the Tongas are no good. Solo's a bad promo cutter. And Fatu, the best fighter on that group, is in the background. Now here's the part where the OG bloodline supposedly get back together. Now they're all like looking at each other like, huh? And now we're going to get this thing, how they're going to somehow build it up and they're going to create an alliance again. Here's how they did it. So it's just this part. This is before Sami actually got together beforehand, and the whole setup of the storyline on SmackDown to get to this, because Sami tried to go and reason with them, and then Sami comes out. They go and put the ones up, and that's it. All right, and then Roman comes up and does it. All right, got it. But getting to Sami here and bringing him out here to go ahead and get involved is pathetic. It is. Sorry, it just is. I don't like any of this. So Sami Zayn and the setup for him to go ahead and come out and ask for an apology of Roman Reigns. Like, to go ahead and bring him back after the whole deal of the Honorary Uso stuff. And they go back to that and bring it up. Early in the night, and Roman's with Jimmy. And then Jay comes out.
And if you could just hear him out.
So we're going to get Sami and Jay. So this is where Jay has to feel like, oh, I need my concession here. And bring back Sami Zayn. There's no reason for this. Like, maybe we want to give like kind of a reason as to why. You know, okay, so Sami and Jay kind of like patch things up. And that's good enough to go and bring this back together. Why is he involved? Like, let's keep this Honorary Uso part. It was an angle. It was an arc they had before. We don't need to bring this back now. But for whatever reason, they thought it was a good idea. So they did. Now he's back over here, and it's like, whatever, man. Could care less. But here we go. The crowd's into it. They're clapping seals. And now Sami's going to come out here and cut a promo to kind of like work off of what he was doing as Honorary Uso. Remember, the character of Sami Zayn as Honorary Uso was funny. It was goofy. And then it became serious, right? And then we're getting like Sami acting like with Jay. It's like, you're bringing somebody else into the family again. We didn't ask for this. And of course, they brought the whole Sami Uso thing. It's like, let's just continue to bring that forward. Honorary Uso and now Sami Uso. It's stupid. But hey, the crowd, my fellow podcast wrestling brethren, love this shit. They love it. They're eating it all up. This is flat. This is watered down. This has no impact to me. a build-up for a match like this sucks. Of course, the match can't be bad, but this is
First of all, I
horrible.
want to address what happened at Crown Jewel. I want you to know that that kick to the face, it wasn't on purpose, okay? But I want you to know something. The only reason I showed up at Crown Jewel was for Jay. And I would love to say that the only reason I'm here tonight was because Jay asked me to come out here tonight. But that's not true.
I don't even think the crowd knows.
It's been a long time since you and me have been in the ring together, Roman.
I don't even think the crowd cares about the storyline. They just want to just participate.
And I thought of all the things I would say. I thought of all the things I would do if I was ever in the ring with you again. But the truth is, at Crown Jewel, when it was the four of us for just a minute, it was special.
Who asked for this?
It took me back to a very special time in my career, a very special time in my life.
A year
special
ago.
Time with family.
A year ago. This is the best you could do with him.
And here's the thing, I'm not going to lie, okay? Even though there's been a lot here and a lot here, there's a part of me that still has a soft spot for that time with the four of us in the Bloodline. And here's the thing, I know Jay felt it in the ring. I know I felt it. I even know you felt it, Jimmy. And I damn sure know, Roman, on some level, you felt it too.
This is boring. Move it along.
I see it. I see it's right there. Hater of the year, and you sitting up front doing your thing, being all jacked and cool, and we could run all of that back. And I'll tell you what, you know what I'm going to do, Roman? I'm going to put the ball in your court, man.
This is 4 minutes right here. I cut
turn
forward
right now and leave and never be a part of Bloodline business ever again. I'll do it.
And the crowd actually cheers. Trust me, the TV crowd doesn't want this. But the crowd of clapping seals in the arena in Buffalo,
I don't think that's
happy.
what you want. I think you want the Usos and Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns fighting together, all of us side by side.
Like, why do we want this back? Is Sami Zayn going to turn heel?
And if that's what you want, I'll do it. I just need you to do one thing for me. Apologize.
We don't care about this. This is watering down. This is almost like emasculating the Roman Reigns character that was. Like, who thought it was a good idea to let Roman Reigns turn back and do like whatever? And he's trying to like act like he's kind of this, you know, gray in the middle kind of character right now about what he's going to do. And I can't stand it. This is not the way to use Roman Reigns.
Let me just get this straight. You want me to apologize to you?
No. The apology's not for me. I want you to apologize to Jay.
And this is the part of Sami Zayn I can't stand. It's nothing for him. He's always got to get his nose in other
Walmart
people's
Plus.
business.
It's Walmart
Like, who
Plus.
wants this part? It's always got to be Sami Zayn's got to be like, well, you need to take care of somebody else. It's like he needs to put his nose in other people's business. That's the thing. To me, that's a heel. But this crowd loves him as a face. So the apology, did we get it? This is, by the way, 12 minutes of this, another 12 minutes to sandwich out the rest of SmackDown. Do you understand?
I'm sorry.
How simple is that?
I'm sorry that I ever let you waste my time with this.
Now he's acting like a heel. That actually is a better line for him.
He's not in our family. He's not blood. He's not honorary. He ain't no Uso. Quit wasting my time. It ain't about him. It's about Solo. Bring your ass out to the ring right now and let's handle business.
And then Jacob with a decent promo to set things up, by the way.
My Lord Roman Reigns, I got your attention now. Yo, Roman Reigns, it's been so long since you've been tribal chief. So, man, here, let me lace you up real quick with this, stupid. You see, this is tribal chief, and then there's everybody else. See, Solo is all tribal chief. So that makes you just like everybody else. Back of the line with it. Now, Solo don't jump when you tell him to jump. And he sure ain't moving when you say move. Hell, Solo moves on his own time. And Solo will come out there when he damn well pleases. So at the end of the day, you will acknowledge that.
See, I like that shit better. That was the one thing I actually liked in that whole promo was Jacob. Jacob's in the background. Jacob's the fucking star. Let's just make that clear. He's the star. By the way, that whole Bloodline thing set up for War Games, what's the big fat number they got for that? Last year, that would have gotten 2.4 million viewers. Well, of course, on a bigger network. But what did it get this time? 1.536. 1.536. Now, it is a bump up from a week ago, right? But still, it's bad. Like, Raw had a better number. Not by much. 1.5 million views. This is acceptable. This is acceptable right now. That everybody's going to be happy about this. And, like, you know, we look at NXT and, like, okay, 631,000. Like, it's just not, it's not pulling the numbers. Like, it's pulling USA numbers right now. Nothing special. And now we're at the point where, okay, now we have this here and not much is happening. You're rehashing a storyline to get the Survivor Series. Where are we going from here? Because now I'm hearing the part of The Rock's not going to work at WrestleMania. What do you have right now that's so hot going into Netflix? What do we have here? This company's going to go in flat. Do you understand? They're going to go in flat. Look at the rest of the programming that they have in the lineup right now. Okay? You look at Raw. You look at SmackDown. Hey, the matches? Yeah, if you like matches, they're adequate. They're fine. But they have no rhyme or reason behind it. Nothing really important happens if one person loses or the other one wins. It doesn't make a difference. It's parody booking. Just like before. So what do we have? Okay. Damage Control and Pure Fusion Collective. It's like, erase that. If you like the stars there, okay, good for you. But that's such a small minority of fans. The fandom might just eat this up. But what about everybody else? What about the other people outside of that 1.5 million fans? You're not catching anybody else with that. By the way, these two groups never make it the pay-per-views, right? They never make it the pay-per-views. In my notes, I say there's only so much suspense you can get from another heel team versus heel team clash. We have a lot of staleness on the whole card. Pete Dunne and Kofi Kingston. There's nothing wrong with Pete Dunne, but like what they're using him for, okay, you haven't figured out a good idea on how to use him post-Butch. And the one thing you're using as a reason for him to start fights is somebody calls him Butch. Somehow, somewhere. R-Truth, whatever. It's stupid. It's really bad. And by the way, AEW, not much better. I'll talk about Full Gear leading up to that, which is coming up next week. We can talk about that. We can talk about that too. But this is all together. Flat across the board. There's nothing that's really viral or really exciting at this moment. There isn't. It's like as if people really know, okay, you have your season where you get your big cards, and now, not really. Full Gear's the last show they got to worry about right now for AEW, and they're rolling into that. And with WWE, they got the Survivor Series. You know, Saturday night's main event's going to be just kind of like just some kind of put together. It's not going to really matter. I'll wait. I am waiting to find out what they're going to try to do to get that show on that Saturday night in December to try to pop a rating over there. Okay, they might have the fact that Saturday Night Live is doing pretty well. They're getting like 4 million viewers, I think, right? On Saturday nights. Let's see if they can even pop half of that right now. Like, is WWE going to really get anything significant on their ratings on Saturday night's main event? Just for the nostalgia? Okay, what, like a one-off? But what do you have on the actual card that's going to make a difference? Because after Survivor Series, yeah, you'll get like 3 weeks to set up. What are they going to do? There is no urgency for Netflix. None whatsoever. It's like, oh, we got the deal. We got the deal. It's okay. Oh, we're not worried. Nah, we're not worried about it all. No, not in the slightest. Then you get Seth Rollins and Big Bronson Reed, and that's going to put them into the War Game storyline. Yeah, it's grand. And even other people are saying, well, this don't fit. Yeah, just keep it 4-on-4. Why don't we just keep it 4-on-4? Why do we need 5-on-5? Just because it's the War Games setup? Okay, well, you don't have any extra names coming in here. You're not getting The Rock. So what are you going to do instead? You're going to take some other cast-offs and just drop them in? Cold? Into the Bloodline storyline? So you're going to like somehow kind of create something where you have two opponents against each other that are already in a feud with each other, and they're going to intertwine with the Bloodline shit. That doesn't make any sense. Next week, okay, Rollins and Reed, you're going to get them again, whatever. Recycle. Just do it again, same shit. Start back up again. What Wade Barrett's saying, I don't know what he's talking about. IC title match, Sheamus and Braun Breaker. Yeah, Sheamus not working with Braun Breaker because he has got nothing else. The Ludwig Kaiser feud, that meant nothing. Pete Dunne meant nothing. Nothing. Sheamus is just like a stand-in here. A placeholder for Braun Breaker because they got nobody else to take on him. They have not built anyone for that title. And then what was it on Friday night? We now have we have a mid-card title for the women? A women's U.S. title? Talk about watering down the belts. Watered down. So you're going to go ahead and patch up where you got, once again, Bloodline back with each other, whatever. I just don't like any of this right here. It just don't. Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and again, they're trying to like a slow burn with Belair and Cargill, kind of like the little animosity now. That's it. That's it. And then NXT, not much difference. It's the same. Oh, okay, Valkyria and Julia, Jackson the Legend. Okay. It's like you just kind of just piecemeal the stars you want to put out there and notice, and okay, they're out there, whatever. It's fine. Nikita Lyons, she's back, and now you're getting a couple matches, and John Vaughn Evans is getting some time, and Fallon Henley's getting some time, and Kelani Jordan's getting some time, whatever. Soul Coach Core Jade, like I get nothing important right now. Nothing overly exciting. It's an echo chamber. This right here, what we're getting right now, a lot of noise that all this crowd's going to enjoy, and that's it. But we're getting nothing else from this after that. Nothing. I could say the same thing right now for AEW. I really could. It's not that hard. I'm looking right now at just everything right now with AEW. It's like, again, also another just like an issue. Death Riders. So now we have a name for John Moxley's group. No Shane McMahon to be thought of. It's just they're just going after kind of a bunch of mid-cards, right? Page and Cage and Bang Bang Gang. Also, okay, Patriarchy's out here. They're kind of getting their setup. Will Ospreay getting his setup right now with Kyle Fletcher. They're going to set up that match, right? So Kyle and Will, that's their setup right now. And, they're trying to do the best they can with Kyle to build him up as a big, strong heel. The change with the shaving the head, the Don Callis family's involvement. So they set up the match for Full Gear with them. More of the build-up for MJF and Adam Cole has to go through another opponent with the international champion and Takeshita. So they got that, and Adam wins. Excuse me, Adam Cole loses, So no MJF and Adam Cole at Full Gear. But Broderick Strong got a third win in his match against Lance Archer. So MJF is laughing before Takeshita looks up to beat Cole, and then they go away, and then the Death Riders, who have been going on and having lockstep of everybody around, that's what's been going on lately, so whatever. We have the setup with the Hurt Syndicate now, with MVP Bobby Lashley, and the setup with Swerve. That's all fine and good. I don't got no problem with that. And Orange Cassidy and Jon Moxley, that's the whole setup for that. I'm not necessarily over the top about this either. And Darby Allin being involved, there's not a match for all this to get squashed. We don't have a blood and guts match. We don't have anything else that's going to be going on to really kind of take care of this, because I'm already kind of tired of the Death Rider stuff. It's just not much. It's not a great storyline. What else are we going to do? So now they're going to get Continental Classic. So again, what Triple H would do, tournaments. So Tony Khan's going to do tournaments. We're going to get that too, right? Quite a bit of TV stuff as well. FTR and House of Black, Kings of the Black Throne, right? You got that. Again, good matches and all, but there's not much else going on with this that really matters in the whole story. And for Full Gear coming up, you got Jon Moxley, Orange Cassidy. The setup for that, I have not been necessarily overwhelmed by, but Moxley's here, and they needed, just for the match itself, the world title, that'll be a good match. Orange Cassidy going for the world title, I don't remember him doing that before, so okay, good. I don't think Jon Moxley's going to lose it. And then you got Jack Perry and Daniel Garcia, the TNT title. Not much of that being involved right now at all in the storyline, right? Is it on Collision, I guess? Because I haven't really paid attention. I'll be honest with you. With college football, Collision's been on the back burner. I have not turned to go see that. There's just too much going on with football for me to go ahead and keep up. TBS title will be Mercedes Moné and Chris Statlander. I've been setting that up, and now having that old deal where Camille is kind of starting to lose favor with Mercedes Moné. So this split for them is coming up soon. It's kind of like the AJ Styles, Matt Morgan kind of feel to it. We're going to get that, which is, typical. I figured it was going to happen soon enough. Then you got a whole bunch of folks that are going to be for the AEW Tag Team titles with Private Party, Outrunners, Kings of the Black Throne, and another team to be determined. They'll go on with that and see what goes on with it. And then I guess it's MJF and Roderick Strong. Looks like we're going to be set up. Not necessarily, right now it's very weak. Not a lot of good build. I don't know what's going on with all these wrestling companies, but they've kind of lost favor right now. A couple were on a good upswing for a while. But I really feel like now we're just seeing a down end on all of this. Now, don't get me wrong. I got to look at what the other companies are doing. I haven't seen much of anything of NWA after 76. When it comes to MLW, I haven't really paid attention. And Bound for Glory, I haven't paid much attention to that. Like I said, Bound for Glory was a good show. But we're kind of just flat all across the board, personally. And I'm going to just keep it there. We're doing a show tonight, and I think we'll probably do one more to kind of set up for War Games. And for Full Gear, we'll have the setup going towards the post show. We'll see what they're going to have to set up for Full Gear. We'll go to there. But otherwise, not much else. We'll get the best ofs pretty soon. More or less right around Survivor Series War Games. After that, we will start doing best of. We'll go through the year in Wrestling 2024 because I want to be able to go and break down some of the shit that's been going on this year and where wrestling lost its stuff. Come on. These two companies, damn it. All right. They are rolling in the money right now in broadcast deals. AEW's got their new deal that doubled up a little bit more than that. WWE's got the SmackDown deal already set in place. They're already running with it. The NXT deal's already running in place. And then Netflix, the big cash cow, $500 million a year, that's coming up soon. And are any of these companies really doing anything to really make that money back? No. Come back next week for another Wrestling's World podcast because wrestling needs us.